this notion of this other fella. You think you're happy and I think that's swell. What I really think is it should be you and me. How did you ever think I'd let you go peacefully? I need you, girl. Never occurred to me to let you know you are my world.
All right, hi there, everybody. This is me. I am English Shanti of the Pink Elephants on Parade, and you know, I've been prompted by a lot of my friends, family members, fans, and everyone to, you know, do a video about my hair, which is kind of fascinates me because I never really think about it. I don't know. I guess it comes down to who you are. I just wake up and I just do whatever I'm going to do. And I guess that's pretty much, you know, the journey of having natural hair, especially, you know, I'm seeing now that around the world, people who choose to wear their hair in its natural state, especially if they're African American. I do mean if you're black, let me clarify that. All over the globe, if you're black, you people can have issues with you when you wear your natural hair because they just don't necessarily like our hair when it's natural. You know, we can really get a hard way to go, and I guess that's just, you know, history belonging to the winners, that chain of events. We know what happened, and we know how the breakdown of consciousness and self-esteem works. And that's a whole other issue. You know, I don't believe that I need to make a history lesson out of this, but for me, I guess the goal is to wake up in the morning and regardless of what you see, you just wanna like what you see. You just have to like yourself more than liking the person over there or what you think that person has achieved. Even those who might be inspired by me can't worry about what they see me doing. They can be inspired by it to do their own thing, and just understand that, you know, there's no cookie cutter body types or hair types on this planet. Everybody and everything is different. You know, people lift weights and they're bodybuilders, and they can do the same exercises and their bodies will respond differently to it, and things will be different. I mean, right now I'm not going to go into the how I did my hair, how I got my hair up the way I did, but like why, you know, I just have always, I guess, been a little against the grain, always been slightly outside of what everybody else was doing. And always wanted like the big fros and the wild hair, and quite frankly that was just hard to take care of. And then eventually somebody said, dude, why don't you do your hair in locks? And I started seeing more people with locks. I mean, this was in the late 90s. I started seeing more people with locks, and this is the 4th time that I've had my hair in locks. And the tricky thing about it is twice I cut my hair off. Once for a job, a promotion I was supposed to get, right? And of course, I didn't get that promotion. I mean, the man said, the first thing they said, you're gonna have to cut off your locks. And if you cut off your locks, I mean, I think you're positioning yourself well. What it was is that on the daily, they just didn't like looking at my locks. And when I say locks too, as the culture goes forward, we're not just talking about you know, the white people, you know, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants or Catholics, whoever. You know, we're not talking about white people. We're talking about an established order of what people believe. I mean, right here in our own communities, there are people who just will not wear their hair natural. And not only will they not wear their hair natural, but they think it's disgusting when they see other people wear their hair natural. So, you know, the thing about it is you're talking just about that established order. You know, the man was not going to promote me. And then once was for an acting part, they said, you know, well, you have to be a police officer. And keep in mind, my hair was not a different color then. It was this regular dark brown. They go, you're going to have to cut your hair because a police officer wouldn't have locks. Needless to say, cut my hair off, still didn't get the part. Never, ever, 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 ever going to cut my hair off for anyone else again. A couple of years ago, I cut it off, quite frankly, because it was all the way down my back somewhere, and it got heavy. And I literally cut it off because it got heavy. And this time around, I'll show you in a minute, they're actually thicker than they were then. And they'll get heavy, and I'll probably cut them off, but I'll start them again. But this is the 4th time I've had my locks, and each time, I mean, I was very confident the first time. Each time I get more confident. I just had a friend approach me the other day about working for him. He said, you know, to work for this high clientele, you're gonna have to cut your locks. I work as an MC, and they're like, I'm looking at them and going, so you know they'll be impressed with me as an MC. You know that they need me, because you're coming to me, I'm not coming to you. But I've got to cut my locks. You know, I can't be myself. They don't want me unless I look a certain way. But it's me being myself with my dynamic personality as an entertainer that they want. So they're going to have to get used to. They're going to have to get used to my locks. And that's what I would tell anybody else out there. You know, don't you spend your time trying to become and get used to what everyone else does. No, make them get used to what you are and who and what you do. And that's the secret. So, you know, the biggest thing I get out is people ask me, you know, well, why'd you do your hair like that? Because I could. You know, the other thing I get is, how do you wash it? How do you do that? But how do you wash anything? You can wash a nasty car with water. Can I wash my hair with water? People go, you know, you can't use shampoo, can you? You can use shampoo on a dog. I'm not comparing myself to a dog. I'm actually saying if you can wash a dog with shampoo, I can wash my hair with shampoo. If water, and not even hot water, okay? If cold water can cut through the Grand Canyon, and that is a hell of a lot of rock, it can get through my hair. And that's what I always tell them, you know. Like, oftentimes I'll be doing parties, and, you know, and you have to be really sensitive because you're dealing with little kids. You know, anywhere from, you know, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to, I mean, I still consider 18 and 19-year-olds kids. But, you know, I'll get kids and they'll go, oh, wow, can I touch your hair? And I go, sure. I mean, why not? Yeah, touch it. Get a good feel. Like, don't pull it because that hurts, but, you know, get a good grab. And, you know, a lot of them are really fascinated with it, and a lot of them will say, like, wow, your hair is really cool. But occasionally you get the one who is extremely sheltered, without fail, usually white, which is, you know, that's okay. But they don't have any tact about their new experience with a person with locks, and so they go, ew, that's nasty, ooh, that's gross, and they like actually recoil. And, you know, I guess that's just part of it. But I mean, sometimes, you know, I wish people would spend more time teaching their kids about, and not saying that that's at the forefront of their mind. You might come across a guy with locks, but would spend more time teaching kids, and just people in general, even as adults, how to deal with new observations, you know, because, you know, I could have criticisms about people's hair and things, which I really don't. It's just protein, but I could have criticisms about it, but I keep those criticisms to myself, and I certainly don't share them with people, and I don't even think that I would make a big deal out of such an observation. You know, it's just, you know, there's your hair. I doubt I would even ask anybody to touch their hair, but certainly if I did, I would be far more tactful than I am sometimes afforded. And I imagine other people with locks or natural hair might go through the same thing too. But them's the breaks. At the end of the day, my hair is still awesome. You know, it's like that song, Mippy Blippy, I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. You can't tell me I'm not awesome. I am satisfied with the whole organic process from that first dividing cell to all the billions and trillions of cells that make me up now. But I'll ramble on like this forever. So back to the vid.